On tonight's edition of JRTV, we have a conspiracy in the house. Guys, this is wild. It is crazy. Chelsea are cheaters, basically, so that's what we're talking about tonight. Nah, I'm joking. We're basically going to delve into whether they're cheating or not, and if they are cheating or if they are maximising loopholes, then what's the score there? It was just a really interesting topic that I've looked into a little bit before stream, and I thought it'd be very fun to delve into with you guys. So before we get into the stream, smash a like, and if you're a Chelsea fan, hold your horses, you little victims. You're a custy. We're going to break it down, and we're going to actually analyse whether it's cheating, because if it's cheating, it's got to be against the rules. If it's a loophole, then technically that's not cheating. But let's just get into it. First and foremost, I've got to do my brief little hello. Shout out to Johnny, who says, proper ironic how in Chelsea hour of need of every club in Saudi wants to pay 100 plus million for their bang average squad players. Chat, we're going to get into this even more. Shout out to Enchanted Life Path. Shout out to Techers Dave. Shout out to Eric 710 Hag. Shout out to Brian Fumo. Shout out to Frank C. That's enough shout outs. We're going to be speaking throughout the show. We're going to answer your questions in a bit and throughout this topic. But first, let me read you the story. Oh, let me have a sip of water, because this is juicy. I love conspiracies. And this is actually not even a conspiracy. This is looking things. So, anyway, Todd Bowley, Chelsea manager. He is somebody who is an owner of, I think it's Capital, a Clear Take Capital, it's called. I believe it might be a bank or something. Either way, Saudi Arabia invest a lot in this. Saudi invest millions. Yeah, this is how the story reads. Let me read this. Saudi Arabia invest billions into Clear Lake Capital, the majority owner of Chelsea. So I believe that's Todd Bowley or his business. Chelsea spend £650 million on transfers, putting themselves in trouble with FFP, because obviously everyone was thinking Chelsea are spending a lot of money and what's going on here with the 8-year contracts. And then the final part of the story is Chelsea sell all their deadwood to Saudi Arabia at extortionate prices to avoid FFP. So the big key thing there is that Saudi Arabia invest billions into Clear Lake Capital, the majority owner of Chelsea. This is big news, because here's the score, and then now you're seeing Kante, now you're seeing Ziyech, now you're seeing these players going over to Saudi. So first and foremost, I don't want to say that Saudi are cheating. They're just splashing the cash as always, and Chelsea are open to these type of deals, and nobody else is open to deals with Kante, because a lot of people can identify Kante is not the same player he was 3 years ago. So it's very interesting the way there's £100 million being put onto Kante. And here's the thing, I'm not trying to say that Chelsea are cheaters, because then I started delving into the comments. I'll read a couple of them out, because comments are bullshit on Instagram, but there's actually a good way of analysing different points or thinking about things that you wouldn't have thought about when you look through the comments. So anyway, let's read through a couple of them. Done with this shiz says, we buy players, it's cheating. We sell players, it's cheating. What's next? We breathe air, and it's also cheating. So that's a Chelsea fan who's showing a bit of victim mentality. Saudi Arabia invested basically nothing into Clear Lake. It's literally a false story, which is why I wanted to delve into it more. Chat, is this a false story? The Saudi Arabia not invest nothing? Are people making things out of nothingness? It's important to analyse these things before you just label Chelsea as cheaters. And yes, I am saying that while I've got a thumbnail literally labelling them as cheaters. But come on, guys, we need to maximise viewership. That's why there's the question mark in the title. Another comment says, Saudi have less than 5% shares of Clear Lake Capital. Do your research. So again, we might need to give Chelsea the benefit of the doubt. But let's say if we don't want to, and my shameless self really doesn't. Let's say they are cheating. Is there even anything wrong with that? And I'm actually genuinely asking you, chat, like, is there anything wrong if Saudi invested mega into a company which Chelsea is owned by? What does that mean, like, if they sell their players to Saudi? Because if that's just a loophole and it's not cheating, then you can't call them cheaters. And then it was going to bring me on to a topic about competing with corruption. And if FSG can't compete with corruption, then they're little man, bruv. And if you've got little man at the top of your club, you have to readjust expectations. And then people say, oh, I don't want to be cheaters. While we're in the Premier League era, there's teams in League 1 and League 2 and Conference that cheat. But again, I'm not saying Let's be full-on cheaters. I'm not going to lie, we're the only team that's been sanctioned with a cheating thing, no, chat. And you're onto the way City have been, Chelsea cheat. We have actually been, do you know the scout thing? And I hate the way my camera does this. The scout thing where we were getting accused of hacking into Manchester City's scouting academy. We actually got caught for that. Therefore, in a way, that's cheating. It was only a small time thing, and it hasn't really done us wonders because our academy is terrible. But we actually got proven to be cheating. Chelsea haven't been proven. Manchester City haven't been proven. So that means one of two things. We're worse liars than them. We've got worse lawyers than them. Or they are finding loopholes we don't know about. Because it can't be that they're doing everything right. Because, chat, there's so much shit going on all the time. 650 million in a year was one thing. 8-year deals was second. This, even if it's a false story, it probably adds to loads of stuff that suggests, this probably isn't good. And why is the camera... I hate the way the camera gets blurry, chat. It's annoying. I think it's fine now and I'm just overreacting. Anyway, let's read some of your comments. That was the breakdown on the story. And we are going to talk about Liverpool, but this was just the biggest story that I found today. Wrexham are cheats. Because the money comes from the USA, no one moans. Now, here's the thing. FSG, I've just gave you a case study that they have cheated. In recent times, it's not like, oh, have they cheated? Maybe they've cheated. No, they've cheated. They are cheating barstools. If we got fined a mil for hacking into City's academy, we like I said, it's either we haven't got good enough lawyers or we actually did that shit, and I'm sure we did. But it's just not to a bigger scale, and this is why I asked the question the other week, okay? So if we don't care about the premise of how much someone cheats, because no one's advocating for Derby to be banished even though they cheated, or any other clubs that have had financial fair play things, no one cares unless it affects them. So do we care about the fundamental wrong, or do we only care about it when it affects us? That's the questions that I always raise. But let me delve into this chat, mate, because yous have probably been leaving mega comments. Shout out to Ankit, who says, Chelsea shit, doing some nasty things inside, eh? But then again, when I break it down like that, have they actually cheated? Festus says, I know nothing about business and economic, but owners have to get their money somehow. And if they want to trade their money with players, then so be it. Me says, I beg we get Saudi or Qatari owners. Me, you're a desperate little bit. You're just like a prostitute on what's the road called in Liverpool, in Kenny? That road, you're on it, lad. Stop bumming for these Saudi owners. I understand it, it'll be good, but chill. It's every stream now, me. You need to relax. I am sick of it, James. I am sick of FSG. That's where we can agree. James, do you know how much money this club generates? People think we're skint. FSG made 5 billion. Oh, no, you're right. We've got slanderous owners who take the mick with the finances. That being said, this is what the fans like, apparently. Johnny says, no lad, Salt Lake Capital have shareholders in Saudi Arabia and the Arab country. Simple. What's not to understand about that? Okay, then, so you're saying that there's a link between them, and you're saying that maybe there's something wrong between them. I might need to get you on, Johnny, for you to explain your point later. James, how do you think Trent's shot? Yeah, I think he should probably shave up the mop. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, we jealous Chelsea good at exploiting loopholes. Are we just worse cheaters? I really wanted to get onto that debate, chat. Like, are we just worse cheaters than Chelsea? Because if we're worse cheaters than Chelsea, then that could be the problem. Me says, I beg we get Saudi or Qatari on. Oh, yeah, I've read that one up. I went up the chat and then I saw that, so let me go back down. If England, we are going to play, that's a Trent question. I'm going to try and find something regarding Chelsea. Thank you, James. You helped me with my first day of my job. Oh, amazing, lad. Congratulations. I noticed you're giving Gakpo his praise there. Lad, the Saudi financial billions of pounds worth of assets that are looked after by Clear Lake Capital make this what... Okay. And this is the thing, I'm not trying to give Chelsea the leeway and let's say they're not cheating. But if they're finding loopholes in the game, then we might need to be better cheaters than them. Get a little deal done inside. I don't know, Johnny, you seem to know this stuff. Shout out to Eucas, who says, what a nice head off here for Todd Bowley. It's all right, innit? Know what I mean? He's doing the job at his age. It's not cheating as long as they don't compete in the same competitions. Like the model Manchester United set up by owning several teams all over the world to pick up promising players. Well, Man United or Man City, because I know Manchester City have multiple clubs all over the world. I didn't know Manchester United did the same thing. 35 says, I'm a hypocritical supporter, not going to lie. I don't care how much anything affects any other club. I only care about whatever is stopping Liverpool from winning titles. But this is the thing. So we've identified the game is full of corruption. We've identified, from the point I gave you before, even if it's only on a small scale, Liverpool are cheaters as well. We have to admit it. Chelsea never got caught. City got caught. We got caught. It was only for something minor, but we're still cheaters. So it shows Liverpool are willing to cheat. I'm just saying, on paper, we might have not done anything wrong, but on paper, we had to pay £1 million. That's a relatively big deal, you know what I mean? Something had to have happened to have paid 7 figures. But either way, I only bring up the point because if we got caught cheating, that means we're cheaters, even if it's only a bit. But then where's the moral compass when people say, I don't want to be cheaters? Because if you don't want to be a cheater, yet our owners have cheated, then you should want them out. If you don't want them out when they've cheated, then we need to cheat better. We need to find more loopholes. Chat, is that a W or an L? Am I speaking gibberish? Because I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I feel like God's speaking through me in terms of sense. And listen, when it comes to cheating, it's ideal if it doesn't happen. If you can win your Premier Leagues with as clean as a slate as possible, then fine. But if you're competing with scumbags, and I'm not saying for sure they're scumbags, but if they are scumbags, why don't you compete with the corruption? Because otherwise you're going to be lounging around Europa League, and it's fine if you don't want to be cheaters, even though we already are. And we're actually legitimate cheaters. And we all indirectly know City have done something seedy. You know what I mean? Like, what if those 116 charges probably holds a little bit of weight? And we know, based on what Johnny said, that Chelsea and the Saudi Arabia thing is weird. And we're going to learn more over time. The link is very ironic, but we have cheated too. We need to cheat better. Yes, we're becoming cheaters. I love the way that we all agree. I love the way that we all slowly transform this mindset with each other. Chat, we're increasing the agency. We need to spread this on Twitter. We need to spread this on YouTube. We need to spread this across the fucking fan base. Sam says, do you think the Premier League should be like the NFL where there's a salary cap? Well, this is what FSG want. They would love it if there was a salary cap. And all teams have an equal chance of winning, like German teams that have a 50% fan owned. I mean, maybe, very possible. Why not? I think that'd be good. James, how are you so good in American and Cockney accents? I don't know, it's weird. Some accents I thrive, some accents I die. I mean, some accents are just abysmal. Like, I can't do a New York accent. Like them Boston ones, I can't do that. I've never been able to do it. Theo says the Qatar deal is still going through. You're lucky it could get delayed a year in progress. Are you on about the United deal? You little barstools, mate. You're letting your enemies catch up with you. Get your shit together. Johnny says the only things we're ever done is to talk to Van Dijk while he was still under contract at Southampton. We don't cheat well enough. We should be stealing City's targets, or Real Madrid for that matter. I'm glad that we're on the same page that we should be cheating more. And that, do you know what, Johnny? Nice one for another example. The Virgil van Dijk thing was scandalous. Even though it was only to a small degree, it was still fucking snide, you know what I mean, mate? We wouldn't like it if a club did that to one of our players. Like, imagine Barca did that to Coutinho. They probably did, to be fair. A salary cap is stupid because we just lose all of our best players to Real, Barca, Munich, etc. That is also true. England won't do this. That's actually opened my eyes. Good point, mate. Problem about a salary cap is that it lets other leagues be superior, therefore it minimises chances on a European stage. So I don't mind Premier League competing to be the best league in the world, and then if there's going to be cheating to get there, I just want us to cheat better, that's all. If they find loopholes, why can't we find loopholes? And if FSG are dumber cheaters than them, then I don't want dumb cheaters. Because now we're setting the premise of winning league titles, yet we've got the owners with a mindset of Europa League. So all I'm saying, even though we can get back in that picture, and I actually believe we will get back into top 4 next season, what I'm struggling to sort of open up to is that if this is the way it's going to be, and Newcastle are only going to get more money, Aston Villa, all these teams, we don't want to fall behind too much, so we need to make sure we've got proper cheaters. We've identified football is corrupt. Now let's compete with the corruption. That's the hashtag. James, do you think there will be a problem between Trent and Klopp? If Trent wants to be a centre-mid, but Klopp doesn't. And do you think Trent will consider moving to another club? No, I don't think it'll get to that stage. But I think if Trent keeps playing bad and Klopp hasn't moved him into midfield, then it won't, not even directly between them two, but there'll just be questions all around. James, I'm a little bit disappointed by this poor news with Kone. What do you think? Will we get him? Doubt it. even though I prefer him out of anyone else. I'm not going to lie. Jack says, imagine that the Def did it with Coutinho. No wonder his back has pains. Oh, yeah, do you remember the Coutinho things? Yeah, they probably did do it with Coutinho, I'm not going to lie. The Coutinho situation was seedy. He got injured quite a bit more than usual. James, do you think Gakpo regrets the Liverpool move as the United takeover happened? I don't know. I'm not too sure. He might have his own little regrets, but I don't think the regret would be the United thing, because one, that deal's not done. Even though it's likely done, it's not done. So, again, like, you've got to see how it plays out, you know what I mean? If it turns out, in fact, I feel like the regret would be too soon if he does regret it. If it gets to 5 years' time and United are back to a winning force, then fine. As of right now, you know, last season we literally won the same amount of trophies, and I'd argue our trophy was more fucking valuable. Because even though the League Cup's good, mate, like, let's be honest, in terms of how they won their League Cup and how we won our FA Community Shield, it was just more impressive. So United fans can say what they want, plus we beat them 7-0. I don't think in an aspect where you go to a team who tramps the team that you could have went to 7-0 is anything that impressive. Or you think of regret. But then in 3-4 years, if United do go on and win Premier Leagues and we don't, then maybe you look back and think, fuck, should have waited out a little bit. For all we know, Kone could have paper ankles like Fekir. So just wait and see, guys. Oh, Johnny, you're always glass half full, mate. You always just go like, oh, what the worst case scenario? You're always moaning, lad. Guys, what happened with Kone? Why is everyone talking about Kone? Like, we haven't been properly linked with him all summer. He was just another name that came in with Thuram. And the more I've watched Thuram chat, I'm not that into Thuram, you know. Like, W or L, is that a W or an L? I'm not too into Thuram. I think he's a little bit like, he's just a meaty footballer. I just feel like he runs into nothing sometimes. And in the Premier League, I think with the high intensity in the midfield, then that's a really, really big issue. Not really what I want. He's just a bit of a seedy foot. Do you know what I mean, chat? I'm not trying to be anything else, and I weren't trying to banter United before. I was making a point. James, I would sell Salah to Saudi for 100 million. You go everywhere with this chat, don't... Listen, Jack, if we got 100 million... Chat, would you sell Salah for 100 mil? Are you all saying L? You cheeky bastards, what do you mean? Thuram's not actually like that boss, you know. Remember what I said about Darwin Núñez, chat? Thuram loses the ball all the time. Kone is much better. I'm not going to lie, Kone. Go and watch Kone and go and watch Thuram. Go and watch Kone and go and watch Thuram and tell me who you think's a better baller. By the way, we've got 240 people in the stream. Do smash a like. I just don't want you to sit there and say when we sign Thuram, if we sign Thuram, oh, James, you hate Thuram. Oh, James, give him a chance. I'm saying from get-go, I'm not really feeling it. I did this with Núñez. El James, you have never used team of the season. That's not reasoning. You have never used this team of the season. Oh, Johnny, I'm never having you on the channel again. I've realised your premise. It's FIFA. I feel like we just need to wait and see at the start of the season. And then we go ahead and scream and win the league. Oh, but Stephen, how are we going to win the league? This is what I've been saying. Now, we can win the league, but it's just very, very not like... It's probably not possible. And if we're going to sign Thuram, we need him to be the upper echelon. And he looks seedy in the Saudi league. In the French league. Might as well be the Saudi league. I'm messing. I just don't know. I don't know if he's the guy who takes us further. I like Kone, Vega, and Gravenberch more. I'm not that big of a fan of Gravenberch, though. I think he's okay. I have questions. European rivals of Chelsea and Wolves are calling a fair market investigations into Saudi Arabia's dramatic haul of big money signings. What's there to investigate? Why is it bad to spend money on players in the Premier League if you're Saudi? Are the Premier League just scared of the Saudi taking over? And let's be honest, that's not going to happen. Because if you just go based on, you know, culture over in Saudi, I just don't think players would want to live there. It's not that it's not a nice place or there's nice aspects or values. I'm just saying that, you know, do you think young ballers are going to want to grow up and then go to a country where they have to be married to the bird? No, they just want to goose the bird and bounce, you know what I mean? After the game, just go back, have a joint, goose your bird, go to bed. They don't want to be going and doing all the other stuff. Like, that's why Ronaldo had a loophole, because you need to get the big star to attract more big stars. I don't think they're going to be willing to do that for everybody. So, unless everybody becomes Muslim I don't think we're going to be seeing people going to Saudi Arabia. And plus, it also looks like that we're going to... Oh, when I say everyone, I mean all the top players across Europe. I just don't see it happening just because of the culture difference. And also, when you see the players they've been signing, I've been seeing Ziyech, Benzema, Kante. I swear they're all Muslims. I know Benzema and Ziyech are. I don't know if Kante is. It is nuts that players are 50 million a year. No, it's wild. It's absolutely crazy, and I don't understand how it works. I didn't even know Chelsea were getting money for these transfers. Obviously, they must have been now in hindsight, because obviously, you know, whatever happened. Wait there. So weren't Kante who got 100 million? It was Chelsea who got 100 million for Kante. Have I only just realised that now? You should release more merch. I had a problem with the merch last time. I want to do it better this time because some people had the shirts delayed. Do you know what though? I might get back into merch. Let me know, chat, if that's something that you'd be up for. Nathan says I'd like to see us sign a right back, Tariq Lamptey. Hey, Tariq Lamptey's a good shout, you know, lad. Vega has 92 team of the season. Oh, fuck off with all this bullshit. I'm fuming with these 10-year-olds. When I travelled to Dubai, it was hot. I doubt they would want to play in that heat. Yeah, there's loads of factors. There's loads of factors to why it's different. I can't lie. I want Thuram and Gravenberch. Oh. I don't know enough about Kone or Gabri Veiga. Go watch them, and I think you'll change your mind fairly quick. David Moyes was really the chosen one for United. Look at all the managers and players come in, leave, and they have the same amount of trophies as since Vicky left. It is what it is. The talent ID we have is mad sus, linked with Lavia. Now we're getting Varela as a DM. Who's Varela? Who's Varela? Are you on about Barella? Because we're not getting him. Oh yeah, linked with Varela. So yeah, who's Varela? And Kone. Now we're getting Thuram. Thuram and Varela are not good enough. Who's Varela? Oh, who's Varela? Who's Varela, chat? Is he crap? Is he actually bad? James, did you know Brandon Aronson averages the same amount of kilometres, which is 11.2 per 90, and James Milner also averages that? Who's Brandon Aronson? Is he the fella from Leeds? Don't be talking to me about championship players. We need Redmond merch. We'll sort that. Right, we're going to go a bit more structured with the chat now, because I'm going all over the place here. This is the question I was asking. Varela is Argentina. Who does he play for? How good is he? What does he do? And chat, why can't we just go and get Kone? I feel like Kone is the middle ground of someone who's like really, really good and like could be even class. I think that's the most confident that I am out of all of our targets. Chat, do you believe in your heart of hearts Thuram could come in our team and mash work? Varela plays for Boca Juniors. To be fair, some good players get developed out that league. Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, but you still need to see a little bit more. But if there's something to Varela, then why not? I mean, that league has developed good players. Back in the day, you had Carlos Tevez, Mascherano, and they ended up being world class, some of the best players they've ever seen. So I'm not disputing the location. Plus, that location just won the World Cup, so obviously they developed good players. But do you know what? I'd need to watch him. I'd honestly need to watch him. That would be it. Is Kone not injury prone though? I haven't analysed his injury record. You'll have to let me know. Kone is effortless. I think Thuram is a bit overhyped. I'm not going to lie, I agree. And I bought it for the first couple of days as well. But then I started to watch him more and more. And I thought, yeah, I actually nearly got fooled by just your best bits. And he's just not that good. He just runs into stuff and runs into players. I'm trying to think of an example in my head who I could compare him to, but nobody's coming to mind. But yeah, just doesn't really have a sense of direction or agility, whereas Kone, he's got good agility, he's got good ball control. I like the player, and he's versatile. I think he could do a job in the 6 and in the 8. Better in the 8, but still, if worst comes to worst and Fabinho was injured, then you could put him in the 6. I'd rate Pavard right back, another midfielder, and actually just playing Trent in there. Don't reckon he should play right back, but Klopp will just keep him there. Trent will still play right back. Chat, do you actually believe Trent is not going to play right back next season? Seriously? Because I'll tell you now, we're not buying a new right back for the reason that we're not looking to replace our current right back. Don't fall into the Graham what's his name? Southgate. Don't fall into him playing Trent against Macedonia and whatever. And I'll be honest, I actually I would like to see Trent in midfield, and I think it could be tested on a few occasions next season. But that's a big maybe, and even then, I think we need to see it consistently for it to proper work. But unless we do a back three, and we're forgetting about right backs, or unless we trust Conor Bradley, which I think would be ludicrous. Do you think Jude was overhyped? Although he's a good player, but do you think that people overreacted by calling him the next Stevie G? I'll put it this way. Jude Bellingham is better than Steven Gerrard at his current age. And that's just factual. Gerrard weren't doing it on the Champions League stage at Jude Bellingham's age. He hadn't been doing it. He literally was captaining Dortmund to a title. Like, Gerrard weren't doing that. Gerrard never weren't linked with clubs like Real Madrid and Liverpool. Well, he was at Liverpool, but he was a youngster, so it was different. It's like Tyler Morton. You know, he's not better than Jude just because he plays for Liverpool. Jude Bellingham was linked with all the world's biggest clubs. So you're questioning the potential. Is the potential going to be what Gerrard was and Lampard was and all these? But in terms of the right here right now, he's ahead of Gerrard, my G. He's ahead of Gerrard. It's just one of those things. It's like Gerrard at 19, fine. But listen, in his 28 days, I would not suggest that he was the guy to... Was it 17 actually? Or was 17 after 28? I can't remember. But either way, Jude Bellingham's quality for his age, man. Let's see how time goes. Redmond is talking more sense than Hussam. Yeah, Hussam had some mad undeniable confidence over the league title yesterday, which I didn't understand. But I don't know, you know, I'm still questioning the thing next season. Jude bottles it all the time. Give me examples. As far as I'm concerned, I see him do well. And if he's young and he makes mistakes, then that's kind of what comes part and parcel. If you held Gerrard to the same standards, he would have never got into the first team. It's the difference. Football's just different. I'm just getting a water. I'll keep it right there. Let me just fill this up. And I'm a scumbag. I drink tap water. Right. Steven Gerrard would be absolutely flabbergasted. Out the team. See you later. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Sayonara. If he was in this generation, because he wouldn't have been given the time. The same way Curtis weren't given the time, the same way Harvey's not being given the time. And I'm not even saying I think these players are going to go on and be world beaters. I'm just saying they're not even being given a chance. The manager's vision isn't being trusted. And just because they're not ready now and they have to be ready now, means that there's something wrong. So people start to fume and all this, that and the other. You know, we can't just go and get ready-made youngsters like some of the biggest clubs in the world, because unfortunately that's just not the resources we possess. So we have to maximise what we have out of the academy and all these other things. People need to be chill with Jude. Jude is a really good footballer. There's a reason why Real Madrid signed him, and I think you're going to see why they did pretty soon. And you wouldn't be saying this if he joins us. If he joins us, if you were that excited over Darwin Núñez and you're all this excited over Thuram, I'd be really intrigued to know what you would have been like over Jude Bellingham. So I do think that that's a big shame. Yeah, no, don't drink. If you can drink other water than tap water, do it. Don't drink tap water. This is short term. Got no bottles and the lips are dry. Thankfully, God blessed us with amazing vehicles, so don't worry. I'm going to go back to me fasting, and then boom, I will be flying again, because fasting's really good for you. Don't get me wrong, it's good for religious beliefs, but chat, if you ever want to be like, if you don't want to get sick as much and you want to get toxins out your body, like, do fasting. It's good for you. Honestly, I've just heard rain and it made me crap myself. Fast. Just even do like a intimate fasting thing. I only bring it up because it's good for you, I promise. But don't drink tap water. Spring water is what I'd advise. I would love Julian Timber at Liverpool because he's versatile. He can play right back, centre back, left back, and he's left footed. Very good, strong player who has had a good relationship with Virgil van Dijk in the national team. Chat, is Timber just another one of those overrated Dutch dons? Like, you know what I mean? And isn't he linked with Manchester United? Because I don't think we're linked with him. But yeah, I've heard that he's a decent profile. Would have to watch more. We have to sign players that want to play for an amazing club, especially the Klopp factor. Trust me, we'll be fine. Define fine, because you're fine with Europa League, so define fine. I'm just getting at you, Johnny. What's your take on Arsenal going in for Timber from Ajax? Again, I need to see more of the player, but I think in terms of the profile, it suits Arsenal. He's young, he's versatile, he can play in multiple positions. But I don't know if it gets you from where you have been to league title winners. By the way, the Kai Havertz stuff to Arsenal is weird as anything. Like a really strange transfer, but there's also a way they could maybe make it work systematically. James, what is your all-time Liverpool 11? Oh, we'll get into that in another video. That's a long topic. Virgil van Dijk says Timber is better than him when he was that age. What does that mean? Does it mean anything at all? Because Virgil van Dijk weren't good when he was younger, and then the same way Jamie Vardy weren't good when he was younger, or Harry Kane was on loan at Leicester and all these other teams when he was younger. I don't take too much credibility in that. It's the same way people say, oh, Nunes is only 23, therefore he's got time to become a world-class finisher where his conversion rate is 90%. It's like, it's a very hard thing to improve, the same way that to get to a standard of what Virgil van Dijk got to is very, very difficult. So just because your trajectory can be quicker, you know, it's like celebrities. You see celebrities at a young age, they could be like this. Think about the kid from Home Alone, God bless him, because fucking hell, mate, sounds like he's not half had a tough life, but Macaulay Culkin, whatever his name is, as a kid, most famous kid in the world, pretty much with them Home Alone films. Now, remember when the photos came out, people couldn't recognise him. It was just, and then other people now will be bigger than what he was, but people will never have the height of fame than what he did. The same way Timber could be good or better than what Virgil was, but what Virgil became, Timber might not become that. So I have to dispute that type of argument when it comes to talking about someone like Timber. But you're right, he can improve Arsenal, no doubt, because there's always room for improvement, and he's young as well, so there's depth there. Thuram is very versatile, can play in the 6 and the 8, and he's 6'4", which could help us with physical side of the game. Don't put too much emphasis on it. People put too much emphasis on the physical side. We need physical players. We need people who can compete physically. Oh, I hate the way it plays. Oh, come on, don't mess me about. I will go off it. I will blimmin' go off it. Chat, I might need to come off and then... Boom, shakalaka, better. Yeah, Thuram's just one of those, mate. Watch him more. Don't just, like, shout the links and then see that he's 6'4" and he's 20. Watch him a bit more. But yeah, he could be. He could be. Nah, do you know what, lads? It's actually true. If you read into it, it's not funny. It's fucking arse what happened to that kid, you know. It's arse. Just on the numbers, Jude Bellingham has played the same senior club football minutes as Gerrard when he was 23. Mad. So Gerrard was 23 and had the same numbers at 23 than what Jude does now. And Jude's already accomplished what he has in the game. Crazy. Exclusive, Arsenal are working on signing. Okay, so this is the news regarding the Timberlink. So if you're an Arsenal fan, congratulations. Congratulations. Who's dead? Who's dead? People are saying rest in peace in the chat. Is Macaulay Culkin dead? You're lying. If he is, rest in peace. We should steal the Rice deal. We're not going to sign Rice for 80 million. If you haven't saw our transfer window so far, we're not going to be getting Rice for 80 million. That's for sure. That's for sure. I predict the next season for Arsenal will bottle top 4. Arsenal fans are going to get onto you for that, lad. They're a sensitive bunch. Thuram is quality, says Johnny. He's 6'5", physical, never being injured. Basically just saying he's got muscles, therefore let's sign him. Like, give me more reasons than just physicality. Jeez Louise. Jude Bellingham is nowhere near Valverde. Johnny, you're stupid guy. Only Rice, Liverpool is like getting Uncle Ben's. I wouldn't mind getting Rice. I'd actually like the idea of Declan Rice. I think he's a good player, but we're not going to get him. Like, we're just absolutely not going to get him. James, do you think it's time for Trent? Oh, nah, I saw that question earlier. I said yeah. In the past 5 years, Pep has had more of a say, which is why we had more technical players. But I think Klopp realised this and wants more balance with power. No, I think he tried to get the balance. He just never had the ability because Ox was always injured and Keita was always injured, and we never replaced those players in the short term. And then when we had the centre-back issue, we took the absolute piss and waited a whole year later to get Kanate than what we should have got a centre-back at that calibre. Same with Luis Diaz. We got him a whole 6 months after we needed another attacker. The same with Cody Gakpo. We needed Gakpo a whole 6 months before we actually got him. We needed a new centre-back, centre-mid before the season started, and we never got it. We got Arthur. So, again, it's poorly accommodated. Do you think Klopp went into the market and said, I want Arthur, give me no one else but Arthur? People say it's just because of his options. If he wanted to spend big, he could spend big. You're telling me that was his last solution? Come on. Like, I'm just simply saying, these are the profile, because we don't go for the big sharks. It's not possible. So even if Klopp wants certain players, I don't think it happens. But when you let go of, how much did we let go of? 90 million combined or 100 million combined in just Oxlade and Keita alone. If you let go of 100 million worth of players, best believe, I want to be seeing 100 million worth of players plus the money you were going to spend anyway. Because we need multiple positions. We could benefit with multiple positions. One more attacker, especially, specifically a right winger, would not go to hurt. 2 more midfielders, 1 centre-back, 1 right-back. If you can get me those, I'm happy. But that's asking too much from a Liverpool point of view. I said that earlier. I'm the same. I'm just saying Pep does like technical players more. No, of course. Oh, yeah, Pep does 100%. 100%. But he's got a balance. He's got Rodri, he's got John Stones, he's got all these players. I'm going to bring up a conversation with you in a minute. James, what's your star sign? Don't believe in them. I believe in Jesus and Jesus only. Don't believe in star signs. Yeah. No chance Taran can deadlift 250 kg. Is that possible with him being that size? No offence. He does not look like a kid that can lift 250 kg. I'm not going to lie. Sterling is so overrated. Just a Sean Wright Phillips. That's our last chat. That can't be right. W or L for this one. Sterling's not just a Sean Wright Phillips. Sean Wright Phillips was sound footballer. Sterling's actually a good, in terms of English wingers of his type, you've got to put him up there, man. Let's not be our last on Raheem Sterling and call him some meaty footballer. I think he was overrated at times, and I do think he was a bit of a tap-in, but there was qualities to his game that he massively benefited the side. Still remember, he maintained a spot in a Pep team for, 3, 4, 5 years? He's a good player, Sterling. He's just not no more. I think a player like Sterling was always going to run out of fuel the second his pace started to diminish, and I think you're seeing that now. Do you know who I was watching earlier? I was watching Dele Alli. Dele Alli. Remember Dele Alli at Spurs when we nearly signed him for 5 mil? He was one of the best. People are saying Sterling's dead, use a mad. Dele Alli, was one of the best youngsters I've ever seen. Yeah, you can put Foden, Mount, all these young English attacker midfielders, even Odegaard, put Odegaard in there. And Dele Alli was clear of all of them. Not just better, clear. It's not even close. Even Jude Bellingham. Throw Jude Bellingham in there. Dele Alli was better than him. Dele Alli was an insane footballer, guys. I don't think you understand. The guy was scoring, assisting, making some of the most precise, beautiful passes that you're ever going to see from a young player that age. Really, really good. But Jude Bellingham plays very similar to Dele Alli. Nice footwork, nice inside and out. That's why I think Jude's going to go on and be a boss player. He could go on to be what Dele Alli could never. I'm really happy that I thought of that, you know what I mean? I'm happy that I thought about Dele Alli there. I agree, James, but you could also argue that Haaland is ahead of CR7 at his age. We just have to wait and see. That's the point that I'm making. That is the point that I'm making. You can't ever jump the gun too much on certain players, you know what I mean, just because they're doing well now. Haaland could get an injury like his dad. Sayonara. You know what I mean? Watch when Kanate just 2-foots Haaland and then ends his career. He won't be getting better numbers than Ronaldo then, I'll tell you that for free. If he even gets an injury, he won't get it. If he gets a long-term injury, it must happen with Haaland. He's on some crazy diet. The food that me and you eat from the markets, which is all filled with shit, he does not eat that stuff. That guy is on some crazy diet. He's still growing. Factually, Dele Alli is not better than Phil Foden. Absolutely is. And it's not even close. But he's better than Bellingham. Bellingham's better than Foden. And Ali's better than Foden. Foden's boss. But he's not Dele Alli. Not Dele Alli. There's a reason why Jude Bellingham's captain in Dortmund and Phil Foden is sitting on the bench in a Champions League final for Man City. Yes, the quality in City is way more immense. But if he was of serious quality the same way that, people could talk about him and he maintained the improvement that he had from 16, he would not be on the bench in that Champions League final. For a 5-time Carabao Cup winner and a 4-time Premier League winner to be on the bench for the Champions League final to win you your first ever Champions League, no way am I putting him above the captain of Dortmund at the age of 19. Not a chance. And in terms of Dele Alli, the comparison, not even close. Dele Alli is clear of both of them. When you think of Wayne Rooney at a young age, that's the level that Dele Alli was on. He was on that level. I think Rooney was better because, fuck me, Rooney was unbelievable. I'd question that was his prime. Skinhead Rooney and young Rooney, but Dele Alli's, he's in that conversation of young footballers like Michael Owen as well. Dele Alli's in that category of young players. WRL chat. And I'll find out if yous are all nostalgia merchants here. If yous can actually balance and still recognise unique good ballers in the modern day, you will know that he is on that level. These two, Foden and Bellingham are actually close to that level as well, but they're not on Dele Alli's level. I can't agree. Cannot agree. Thoughts about Araujo at Barca? He's a good centre back, but we won't get him. People are saying L. Everyone's just disagreeing with me tonight. Some people are agreeing there with W. Shout out to DG with the super chat. Jim, opinion on the geniuses who thought Pep's book made us bad this season. That was personally one of the stupidest things I'd ever heard. Big love, bro. I never read the book, so I wouldn't know what was in there. But yeah, to say that was the sole reason why we was losing week in, week out is ludicrous. I agree. And I doubt that, guys with, if you're going to play Liverpool twice a season, why are you going to spend your whole time reading a book? It's just, I don't know. Football managers and players have got other shit to do than overanalyze. You really can just identify a team a different way. It doesn't have to be through a book. You literally see how Liverpool play week in, week out. And it changes every single season. So yeah, people just overreacted like watermelons on that. I think Bellingham and Foden play different positions, so shouldn't really be compared. I love both of them though. I agree. I kind of paused as I was comparing them to before because I thought the same thing. But in terms of pedigree, I am going to slightly edge Bellingham. I'm not going to lie. Or a preference. I'm sure refs will continue their beef with us next season. Possibly. But we're not the only ones who fall short of referees. I think we've just got shit referees in this country. If you put David Beckham in Liverpool's team at right back when we won the league and Champions League, we'd still win it. It's just we were attacking from the strikers and then the midfield, says Johnny. Shout out, sir. You must be smoking crack comparing Rooney to Dele Alli. Wait there, you saying comparing Rooney to Dele Alli as in to say Rooney shouldn't be in the category of Dele Alli at a young age? Do you not know how good Rooney was at Everton, which got him his move to Manchester United? Rooney was unbelievable at Manchester United. Get the facts right, yeah. But if you're mentioning the other way round, I don't know. I think Dele Alli was good, man. Foden and Pedri are the two best youngsters in the world, better than Bellingham, Saka, Haaland, etc. Fair play. But Rooney was best under 21 player ever. Okay. Fair dues. Team spends hundreds of thousands on analysis, but people thought Pep but gave them all the insight. Facts, DG. I 100% agree. You have been smoking that Franchise. What do you mean? That's a good shout. That's some A-star football punditry from James Redmondinho there, chat. You can't say that that's not good punditry. Dele Alli and Wayne Rooney. Rooney was overrated, says me. Fuck off. Rooney was class. James, do you think FSG will back properly in this window? Define properly. Because they'll have their own version. I have my own version. My own version contains a lot more signings than what they'll end up getting us. So, based on that, no. But if they meet their standard, then I'm expecting 2 more midfielders and a centre-back. So, if they do that, then I suppose they haven't lied. this once. I meant the other way. One-legged Rooney was better than Dele Alli. That's fine. I'm not gonna call you thick for that. When Rooney broke onto the scene, it was like Mike Tyson in the boxing scene. It really was. I mean, it was just a kid who came in. He had more testosterone than all the players. He could fucking put a hole through the ball, and he could score from anywhere. And it was an 18-year-old kid. 16 years of age, Wayne Rooney was doing that. He was a baller. And then he moved to United at like 18 or something. Let's give Michael Owen the respect that he deserves as well, by the way. Michael Owen was just unreal at Liverpool. I mean, he was one of those that went to Real Madrid, didn't quite work out, but at Liverpool, big fan. Really do miss watching that version of Michael Owen. I genuinely think, like, you've got the best striker of all time if he stays fit and he stays at Liverpool. But all remains to be seen. He won a Ballon d'Or as well, by the way. Hate United, but Rooney was one class. It was class. One of the best English players ever. Rather him than Snake Owen. Chat, if you could choose going back, not like, you know, even before the injury, so you wouldn't have knew this, but if you could have the best version of Rooney at 16 or the best version of Owen at 16 and choose one, who would you choose? Let's be honest, it's Michael Owen. Rooney was boss, but Michael Owen was something else. Like, he was Ballon d'Or ready at 16. That's how good Michael Owen was. He was Ballon d'Or ready at the age of 16. That's how good he was. And he had the pace, the dribbling, the control, and the finishing. He was a monster. Really, you're saying Rooney? I'm not even being biased. Remember, Owen played for United as well, so he won a Premier League and came out and was like, if you can't beat him, join him. He's a twat. He's a proper knobhead. But I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know there's no bias. But come on, Michael Owen was amazing at that age. Are you crazy? Rooney all day. Michael Owen is Judas. I mean, in football terms, yes, it weren't good what he done. As a footballer, though, Johnny, remove that bias cap out your brain and come on, just admit who was better. Owen was unbelievable. The man got a move to Real Madrid. Getting a move to United is one thing. Getting a move to Real fucking Madrid is another. That's huge. Exclusive. My sister is pregnant. I'm going to be a dad. My sister is going to keep it. Personal terms agreed. Is there a way that we can rip up that contract? Like, just... This weren't me. Can I just say something? I was live when this came through. There is no way this could have been me. In zero chance, on God's green earth, there's not a chance. There's just not a chance that I could have wrote this up. No way. And I'm sorry that the first pause was for comedic effect. The longer pause was because I processed what was said. You, whoever owns this account, you need to be locked up and thrown away forever. And I will get rhubarb to scan the key. You, my friend, are outrageous and certainly a menace to society. I would be afraid if I was a school. Creating these mad accounts like that, it's weird. It weren't me. I need to emphasise that weren't me. It weren't me. Was not me. Some weird motherfuckers out here for sure. For sure. And I'm going to swiftly move on from that because we put too much energy into that sentence than what we should have. Michael Owen was clear of Wayne Rooney. As much as I hate him, he was the greatest English striker, even after Harry Kane. Yeah, Michael Owen would have been by far ahead, like above Alan Shearer and all those players if he stayed fit, not a doubt. Not a doubt. Congratulations. I'm not a dad, chat. I'm not a dad. We need to get this clear. You know what I mean? James needs another water. That's made me nervous. That's made me fucking nervous. That's made me nervous. Someone escaped from their padded cell. It weren't even me. It weren't me. I never done it. Whoever owned that account needs to get banned. He needs to change his name. I think that was the original James Redmond's Hot account. James, is your cap the Minions logo, bro? I don't know what it's the Flux logo. This is supposed to be an F. Chat, do you know what people used to think this sign was? They used to think that because it's Flux. I want to emphasise it's a Scouse brand. It's not a Mercedes. People thought that this was about the Nazis, you know. Do you know how wild that is? Like, do you know when I started wearing this hat? Like, I've got a shirt. Where's the shirt? I need to explain the story. The normal logo is like straightened, like you'll see it more like a straight F. But this one's turned a bit. And I remember a kid saying in the chat, like as if I was in some allegiance with him, saying, James, you're onto it. And then he left with, you know, one of the Nazi signs. I was thinking, what the fuck am I onto, you little madman? Don't be getting me involved with your shit. You know what I mean? Like, you and your Hitler, you used to chill. You know what I mean? I have not analysed the history enough. I always say question history. But this is not in my realm or within my knowledge or wisdom. So yeah, it was just one of those things. It was just one of those things. Chat, who do you guys dislike more? Rooney, the face of Manchester United, boyhood blue, or the snake Michael Owen, once a Liverpool Red who switched up to our biggest rivals? For me, I can't ever accept Owen's behaviour. What a bell end. But I don't know, I don't know. Good question. Shout out to Elusive Glue. Jeff. His name is Jeff. Love what you do, James. Keep it up, lad. You'll never walk alone. Jeff, I love you too, sir, and thank you for the super chat. It actually really helps the channel, and yeah, just appreciate the support, bud. You are a legend. Oh, the chat are saying some saucy conspiracies in here, you know. Chat, also I'm saying, I'm not going to get into the conspiracies, but you know some of the things you see in the chat? Look into them. Did you hear that noise? That was them. Nah, I'm just saying, why are they doing construction at this time, by the way? Will you keep it fucking down, please? I'm only messing. They're going to hear me going, has he just told us to keep it fucking down? I'm only messing. I'm not doing that so they don't bang me. Your channel is pure comedy, factor brilliance. I'm not going to lie, we just go into whatever. We just talk about whateverness, and yeah, now the chat are trying to push me into talking about what the world is, you know what I mean? Chat, this can't be true. Chat, this cannot be true. I refuse that this is true. And why do we know this? Like, why is this a known fact? Like, wait there, guys, that can't... Hitler's nephew lived in Liverpool, lived in Kenny, lad. Lived opposite Shield Road, kid, you know what I mean? Prime World War and that. What's that banging? I don't know, lads. I don't know. The people who I'm indirectly telling you about are listening. Probably Hitler's nephew. Fucking only lives around the corner, apparently. I'm hoping to buy the new Liverpool jersey in the next 2 weeks, buying one for my nephew too. Oh, is it your nephew? Sorry, I just yeah. Well, then, lads, I hope he enjoys it. I remember my first beer. He was a scout. Was he? Yeah, it was Hitler's scout. Wait there, was he sound like? Was he alright? Like, who did he back? I'm just curious. I'm genuinely curious. Wait there, he's his nephew, so he'd be younger, wouldn't he? You know what I mean? Isn't history so interesting? Like, even even if you don't agree, it's just interesting, innit? Lee Bruce says, Trent's about to turn into Modric 2.0. By the way, England will win a World Cup in the next decade. He's what we've been missing. Yeah, do you know what, Trent? If he gets moved into the midfield, it is a game changer. It's a game changer, even if it doesn't make us better, it makes us play differently, and that's a huge factor and variable. So for sure, I'd agree. I think Trent in midfield. I don't think it's Modric. I think you need to see more, but he's already got a whole bunch of trophies, and if we can build a team around him in midfield, then no doubt. But thank you for the super chat, Lee. Appreciate that, brother. Guys, why are we talking about Hitler still? No, someone just said that Hitler lived in Liverpool for 3 months. That can't. James, get me in. Trust me, I'll show you history. Johnny, we'll get you in 20 minutes, all right? I'm enjoying our random chats at the moment. By the way, smash the likes, only if you enjoy the stream. Don't get offended by anything we're talking about. We're just having a good time, and we're not taking anything serious. We're just having a laugh, mate. And isn't that a dead random thing just about the nephew thing? I'm sorry, that's a proper. Joe Brady, sorry, James, I was meant to donate 500 quid. It's all right, Joe, you can try again if you want, lads. I'm only messing. Thank you very much, though, I appreciate the 199. Any amount helps the channel. Really does. Trent in midfield needs to be tested again, better sides. Yeah, true. People are taking too much out of this England performance and saying, we should play in midfield. Like, shouldn't be a premise. But to the people who've been saying, like, he should play in midfield for a long time, they have a fair argument because they've been saying it anyway. But I'm just saying, if you think just because of England, yeah, be careful. Why isn't Mane loved the same way as Bobby or Salah? I think it's because... It's a weird one, that, innit? I was going to say I think it's because of the fact he wanted to leave. But Bobby wanted to leave. So, and we done a documentary on Bobby and we done all these things. What I will say is that there is a Mane agenda. And people don't respect Mane nowhere near as much as they should. And they've got short-term brains. Because there was a time there where people were saying Mane was above Salah, even though Salah gets more goals. I remember going round Anfield, nearly everybody said it. Mane dropped form a little bit and then people completely writ him off. And then in his last 6 months, he was the reason why we got to the end of all 4 competitions. He was unreal in them final months. Just a player who just does not get nowhere near enough respect, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, I'm sad for Sadio because he doesn't half get shit on by this fan base. Never even got given a send-off. Naby Keita got given a send-off. I mean, it's his fault because he decided after the game, so I'm actually not going to blame that on the club. But, yeah, I don't know. James, did you know... And why are you so... No, I didn't know him. And I don't want to get in trouble for the chat making comments, so... Slow down on your high horses. I found out an interesting fact about Hitler's nephew living in Thingy. It's nothing crazy. Don't look deep into it. And yeah, fucking hell. Mane did have a little stay side to him. Just Klopp controlled it. Clearly Bayern didn't. Yeah, it was a weird situation. It was a weird situation. Why isn't Mane remembered the same way Salah or Bobby gets? Oh yeah, sorry, I just read that one out. Nobody interested in Christopher Nkunku anymore. He's at Chelsea. Like, the deal isn't fully confirmed, but why are we bothered? Why are we even touching on that? Because he's moving to Chelsea. That's near enough guaranteed and confirmed. So, I don't know. I wouldn't know. James, talk about how bad FSG are, well and truly. I do it every stream. I feel like I've become a bit of a broken record. I'm going to get through these last few comments. Oh, my days. Matey! Touch your screen right now, you gorgeous bastards. What a meme. What a meme. And that's why Leon Edwards has the most aesthetic physique in world football. Did you see how shit Leon Edwards done in the what's that game called? You know, the not the UNICEF game. What is it? The England one where Bugsy Malone was there. Yeah. Leon Edwards weren't good in that game. I feel like Mane move was just all of a sudden, whereas we knew this was Firmino's last season. Yeah, it was. It was just out of the blue. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like even the hindsight respect that Mane gets, people look at him like he was Ryan Babel. Like, the guy was unbelievable. Genuinely one of our best players for a couple of years. And if you forgot about that, then that's your issue. My thing is to recognise Mane for what he is. He's a great player, great individual. And an absolute legend of the football club. It's a shame other people don't see it that way. If Liverpool are amongst those rivals who calling for Chelsea connection with Saudi, I hope they get relegated and liquidated. I'm still waiting for a definitive answer on if Chelsea have definitely cheated or if they just maximised the loophole. Like, you know, if Johnny says what's true and that report says what's true, like, you know, is it a loophole or can they not do that? Is that just not allowed at all? Someone mentions about how it's if it's in different leagues, it's fine. And there is always different rules for different places, so... they've taken us as far as they can. Oh, is Johnny still banging on about the FSG shite? Do you think FSG will be decent in the UCL next season? Oh, sorry, PSG. So used to saying FSG. As they've made some decent signings and they are bringing in Luis Enrique as manager. I didn't know that. Ooh. I feel like Enrique's a game changer. Enrique could make a difference to their team for sure. The Man City chairman said in an interview that Man City own 30 clubs around the world. I knew it was something like that. And the City Group is worth 6 billion, damn. Yeah, crazy. This is what I'm saying. We can't compete with that in any way. Shout out to Mr. Conway. Big up yourself, sir. Big up, James. How are you? I'm great. John, I hope you're well. Long time no see in the chat. Maybe I have seen you recently, but I always see you about on other channels, mate, and I really hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for the super chat, you legend. You guys going too far now with these historical figures. You know, someone's just said that someone was an Arsenal fan, you know. James, I love you. I love you too, sir. I love you too. You should have seen Barnes and McManaman on the wings. They were a joke. Maka was a silky baller, dribbling and putting defenders on their arse like Giggs. And Barnesy was the best LFC player ever. Barnesy was just... Enrique is overrated, only done it with MSN. Which is why him and Zidane are scared to take another job. Maybe. We moaning like snowflakes. Shall we just keep moaning while clubs get more and more money? Or do we demand we are Liverpool and we have every right to be challenging on and off the pitch? But then, Stephen, how do we do that? All right, then. So, Stephen, are you fine if we start cheating? So, if they're cheating or finding loopholes, are you fine if we do the same thing? Because I am. Chat, all in favour of becoming cheating bastards, say aye. I all fucking day. I'll get rid of this and this is the only one that works. I am sound with us cheating a bit. We've already cheated. We have actually already cheated. And hear me out. The City thing, we got confirmed for cheating. They haven't been confirmed for cheating. Chelsea haven't been confirmed for cheating. But we know they're cheating. We've just found out from what I've said there that they're better cheaters than us. Let's get on the level. I love the way everyone's just saying aye. And I want you to have raised your hand simultaneously as well. We'll do it one more time and we've all got to do it. Even you, by yourself, at home, looking at the screen. We're doing this together. 1, 2, 3, say aye. 1, 2, 3, aye. Right, that's the official confirmation that we've just officially became cheating bastards. At least we can say we never done it first, chat. Stephen, we're sending you to Saudi with James to find us investment. Why the fuck do I have to go? Know what I mean? Yes, I want to cheat if it means getting trophies. Obviously, I don't mean the Juventus match fixing stuff. Of course, because Juventus got caught. They're stupid people. I'm not saying let's cheat on the level of Juventus, Barca. Let's just... Do you know, like, if you're a salesman and you're knocked on a door, just put your foot in the door. Just a little... 1 more minute. Why not be a bit unethical? You know what I mean? Chat, I need to tell you a story, and I don't know if I am... you just don't know who I work for. Basically, I've got a part-time job at the moment, yeah? This is really fucking scummy, right? And it's one that I used to have as well. It's a sales job, but I'm not going to go into what type of job it is. Either way, or who it's for, just because I don't know if I can get this person into shit, because he used to work there. I'm just not going to mention names, and I don't know his second name. Let's just go... But his first name's Stephen, that's what I'll give you. A couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago, we knocked on a door, right? And it was changing, like, gas stuff, basically, like, so people were getting meters and whatnot. And he had to sign up this girl on a door. And I knocked on the door and I was like, hi, love, name's James, this, that. We're going to change your meters. Are we all right to look at them? Next thing you know, she goes, and I say, is your name Mrs. something? And she goes, that's me mum, and she's just passed away. I usually just go to the resort. Sorry for your loss. See you in a bit, no worries. My boss only goes and interferes and goes, oh, don't worry, love, just pretend to be your mum, do it on the phone, and then boom, we can sign you up. This guy was unethical as fuck. He signed her up, chat. He told her to be the dead man on the phone so he could get a little bit of commission. It was outrageous. I'm just saying, it's one of those things, you know what I mean? And then I went back to that job now and he's not there. So I'm just wondering what happened there. I'm not telling you who it is, by the way. I'm not telling you who we work for, but Just be aware of what they're putting in your houses, pretty much. Like, just be aware. James is selling gas meters. Come on, you don't even laugh at me. I'm hustling, man. You know what I mean? I'm hustling. I've been broke for years, chat. You've got to get a rich mentality to become rich. You don't have to be like a twat who goes out and gooses birds and whatnot. You don't have to do all those things. You can if you want that to be an additional luxury. Me, I just want to make dough, chat. Like, I'm one of those where I want to keep me Christian values in place, but God tells me to make money. If my creator, the person who I believe in, you might not believe, I believe. I'd even go as far to say as I know, but I'll say I believe for the sake of wet wipes on this stream. I believe that God wants me to make money. Why would he want his sons and daughters of Christ to go out there and be broke? And the reason why a lot of us are broke is because of this. So you've got to go out there and hustle sometimes. And if you don't know a way to make a lot of money, hustle until you find that way. I'm not becoming inspirational. I'm just letting you know if you're broke, it's a mindset thing, I promise you. I only know because of myself. I've been broke because it was me who made myself broke. It's not because God made a daft creation. I can be daft, but that's only because I'm not adhering to his word. I'm not consuming his word. When I consume his word, that's when my best ideas come. That's when my bank looks the most luxurious. Only when I align with God and I actually consume and stay on top of the word. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just letting you know how I live and where the mindset comes from. No, Jesus was against being greedy. He's not against you living a rich and luxurious life. He doesn't like people being greedy. So, for instance, if you have all your income and you donate none of that to, whatever, churches and whatnot, because, for instance, 10% of people's incomes, you would like that to go to the church, or Jesus would like that to go to the church. So it's about not being greedy. So don't misconstrue what Jesus said. You can be rich as a Christian. I don't think he'd want his children living poorly. Ethics and integrity come before money, fam, even if you're not religious. This is what I've just said. This is why I've just said it's very important for me to live in a certain way that is good and to be sustainable, to take care of my family to a point where in the box that we all get put into, we don't have to confine to certain rules no more. Because if you live poorly, that is then done by design to not only break up your family, which is why you see heavy divorce rates, not only to break up the relationships between you and your loved ones, because that's what happens all the time in rundown communities. I live in a rundown community. I'm not against my people. I just really wish that more people would know what to do and know what it is that's making this happen. The reason why you adhere to things like addiction is because it's by design. The reason why you adhere to 9 to 5 is because it's by design. And the reason why you eat chemical stuff is by design. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm just letting you know, by design, there's going to be things that are going to come up against you. So unless you sort this out, and like you said, put your morals and your ethics first, everything will come along with it. You can't go on the Jesus train and then just do it insincerely. He can read your heart. You can BS everybody else and say that you're a Christian. You can't BS the big man. It's one thing I know real well. So chat, don't think that I'm trying to be greedy. And again, I'm not saying go out and get Lamborghinis and big houses. But defo go out to a point where you have enough money to at least secure your family for an emergency or whatever have you. Because then you're working towards something. You can build something. You can infiltrate your ideas and agendas. Everybody's got an agenda. But you have to identify who's the right agenda and the wrong agenda. But that's just my point. Diego says, well said, James. Thank you, sir. Diego, you, my friends, are a hero. You are a hero. Bro, I love all your conspiracies. If you guys even look into the term of why conspiracies was made, why that term was made, you'll understand it's just for critical thinkers. It's a term used by certain corporations for critical thinkers. So if you think slightly outside the box, if you identify the world as corrupt, and then people say, oh, but now you're a conspiracy theorist, it's a contradictive thing. So you know there's shit going on that's wrong. You know that there's something not quite right in how everything's laid out, especially in Western society. And you've got to, so you've identified that, but you won't identify the fact that it, happens literally all around you. But I won't get too into it. I'm going too into it. Shut up, James. James, who are the top 5 passers of all time? Mine is Pirlo, Fabregas, Busquets. I don't know who that second player is. Should I know who that second player is? I feel like I should. Fabregas, Busquets, Xavi. There's some great passes. There's some great passes of the ball. I'm not going to lie. Jordan Peterson. I used to listen to Jordan Peterson. I used to. He's a good guy. We sold Coutinho to buy Alisson and won Van Dijk. Very true. James is unplugged from the Matrix. Nah, it's not even like that, chat. Like, just use your common sense, basically, is all I'm saying. I don't want anyone to get scared by what I'm saying. It's not a scary thing, you know what I mean? You've got a beautiful father looking out for you, but I'm just saying, like, I just want you all to do well, mate. You know what I mean? I don't want you... What I don't want is anybody, because it's happened to me before, where you go into the world and you think it's just you, but you don't even know what you're in. You don't know what you are. Like... Yeah, it's just a big shame the way people don't realise what they actually can be, the power that they do possess, whereas they're told, like, you need to live underneath the government and you need to get all your resources off us. We're just consumers, and when you live in a consumer world, you rely and adhere to them for everything. It's like we don't even need microwaves, or we don't even need, like, certain pharmaceutical things. And recent events that have happened, like, guys, like, the things that they've done are not great. Like, it's really, really bad. It's actually worldwide crimes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just simply throwing out a few things out there that I don't want people to fall into that. I just want them to do well and learn who they are and learn who created them. Like, do you know people who think that nothing collided with nothing and created everything that we see? I just think that's... I appreciate your opinion. I just don't understand it from my point of view. You know what I mean? I don't get it. So I don't know. Sometimes I walk around and I just see so many unseen... pastors and so many unseen, doctors, but actual private doctors and people who actually want to cure you, not just suppress the pain, like people who actually really want to help. So yeah, man, just literally stay in your lane, chat, keep focusing on yourself, keep growing. You know what I mean? And if you don't know how to grow, then I would advise, because this is what I would do. I'm not pushing you into anything. This is what I would do. I would ask God, show me something, you know what I mean? Just anything. You don't need to pray in a specific way. You can literally speak to it. Like, do you know when I started praying, I'd be like, God, I don't know what I'm doing here, Like, none of this makes sense. And I know I've done things wrong, and I know that you wouldn't agree with this, but, like, I just need a little bit of strength, a little bit of a guidance, a bit of protection, and I've saw that all the time. James, we understand, mate. Just need to do your homework. I feel like a lot of people need to do the homework as well. I do. But, guess what? That's going to be the end of this stream, because I'm knackered. Guys, I love yous all. I really hope yous have a good night and day tomorrow. And soon I'll be doing collaborations with other YouTubers. The channel's going to be absolutely booming. It's going to be boss. If we can smash the like before we end the stream, that'd be great. And guys, to sign off the stream, I suppose I'm just going to say, God bless yous all right? Have a good one.